Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. This is Jenny Sassoon here, and I'm joined by my connection, Shimon Weinberg. Shimon, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, awesome. So we're here to talk about, and something that Shimon, you and I have talked about a lot, is this concept of relationships in business, right? And they've always been hearing about this, even as someone who, I'm in the business of helping people. I'm in the business of empowering people and helping people grow. And one of the things I always hear about, especially as been running and growing my business, is that business is all about relationships. See, I get that because I'm in the business of understanding relationships. But I feel that those concepts are not really being understood or really being defined in the business world enough, at least not in terms of what I've been seeing. So I thought it'd be really great to team up with you, someone who's passionate about marketing and business, and to share with our community some of the main concepts of relationships, about how to build healthy relationships, and help them to understand how you can now apply that for you to be successful in your business. So, Shimon, I'd love to, if you can, before we move into this, if you could please just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing, and add also this, what you think about this concept of business is all about relationships. If you could give us your thoughts on that, please.
Okay, great. My name is Shimon Weinberg. I'm the founder of Gesher Marketing. I've been doing marketing and advertising for more than 10 years, probably. I work with small to medium-sized businesses that really have hit a plateau. Gesher means bridge. My job is to help people bridge to the next step of where they need to go in their business. I actually have a psychology background. That's what I majored in college. So I understand that marketing is a lot of psychology, and it's understanding people and relationships that helps companies be successful. And that's a lot of what I speak about with my clients, is their target market, understanding who they are and how to connect with them. So it's all about connections and building those connections. So it's the same interpersonal and the same in business.
Okay, awesome. And I just want to share with the community, I've hired you, Shimon, and I've worked with you. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this series with you is because, not only because of your passion for marketing and helping people and helping us to be successful in business, but I feel like you really get it. And that now I understand you've got the psychology background, but I feel like it's something that really comes natural to you, that you really understand people and you really want to just help people and be there. And I know that I've benefited so much from that, and I'm sure others have as well. And I love that sometimes, in your video you mentioned, people are coming to you, people want to do business with you, and I really think it's coming from that place of you really care, and it's really, for you, it's about the person first and wanting them to be successful. So thank you for that, and thank you for agreeing to do this with me. So as you know, Shimon, that my goal for my clients is for them to be successful, not only at work, but also in their personal life and their relationships. So one of the things that I do in my work with my clients, and I feel it's so important because we're not getting this information, I find we're not getting this information enough in our education, is really understanding how relationships work, really understanding the fundamentals of how to build healthiest and successful relationships. And the first place that I started, the first principle that I want to share in this first episode is this concept of control. And anytime we're going into a relationship, we really need to understand what is in our control and what's out of our control. And really just to get to the main point of this concept, and what I want you, the community, to take away, and what everyone to take away, is that the only thing we have any control over is ourselves. So we don't like to feel that someone else is controlling us. We don't like that feeling. And that's because each of us as human beings, we have the power to choose. And when we feel that that power of choice is being threatened, that someone's trying to control us or manipulate us, it doesn't feel good. We actually, as human beings, we resist being controlled, okay? And it can be very frustrating because if we're doing business with someone else and we really want their business, we need their business and we're trying to get it, and we feel resistance, right, from those customers. It's because, or from people, this happens in our personal relationships, we're trying to get them to have feelings for us. We're trying to get them to like us. So in business, trying to get them to do business with us. People resist it because nobody wants to feel controlled, right? So, and that's just how we work, okay? So I'd love to hear from you then, Shimon, and your, how you would apply this with this understanding that we don't like to be controlled, that we like to have free choice, we like to choose things. How can this be applied in business in an effective way to do really good business?
Interesting now that you mentioned, a lot of people come to me after they have had failures with other companies, and they tell me it didn't work. And I think the reason it didn't work is because the marketing person didn't understand the client. A lot of times each person has their own personal business that they built, and it's their emotions, everything that they put into it, they put into their business, and it's who they are, and they want their business to have that same personality. And a marketing person has to be able to understand those emotions, everything that was put into it, to be able to translate that, to communicate that message to other people. And when you just say, okay, let's do it, and you don't really understand the background and the emotion behind it, and really connect with the client or connect with the consumer, then it fails, because there's that lack of emotion. It's just, let's push it forward, let's move, let's do business. And that doesn't always work. And that's what I feel really is so important in business and sales, is that connection, that understanding the person, and not exactly trying to control them and put them what you think should work. You have to hear them and hear what they think is going to work, and translate that into being a successful business. I think that's most important.
It's amazing. And also I feel like it's just very respectful. And we're going to talk about respect in another episode coming up. But you're really giving people that room, that space to be who they are, and allow them to have that. And that feels good. And then people are more willing to probably hear your ideas and hear your concepts then, and you're having more of a conversation. So that's really amazing. And I just want to leave all of you with this idea, just to start thinking about something. In order to be able to be successful with others, whether in business or in your personal relationships, you have to start with yourself. It always begins with you first. So ask yourself, what does it feel like for you when you feel, someone's trying to control you, or you feel, that someone's trying to manipulate you, what that feels like for you, and what happens to you in your body or just in your mind when you feel that something like that is happening. And also to ask yourself, how is it that you want people to be doing business with you? And so we'd love to hear that, your ideas in the comments. Please share. We'd love to continue this conversation in the comments below. And so thanks so much for joining me. Shimon, do you have any final words that you want to share?
No, I'm excited to hear people's feedback and hear what they recommend, and then we can continue this conversation. It'd be exciting.
Okay, awesome. And then we're going to continue with this series. We have 3 more coming your way, so please look out for it. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.